Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. So there's my key. Let's see what we got this morning. Showing it. All right, now let's get into it. So ATMV was leading the day. Let's jump over here real quick to our scanner. ATMV, then under that was Jewel, JWEL for the low floats. And I guess we can go over the trades from yesterday for now. So trades from yesterday, I traded TAOX is right here. It ended up making the move or going up a little bit after market, but during the day, wait, did I type that wrong? TAOX. So this one got going upwards. I didn't see it right here. It ended up dipping down, holding these levels, and I got in around the 892s in here. And I was looking for a break of 925, which would have been 30 cents for me. And so it just never did break that level. Came up to 915s because it did it once up here to 940. And I was like, that could probably do that again. Came up here to 915, 915 again, 915 again. And then during aftermarket, when it had like little to no volume, that's when it popped up there. And I was like, it is what it is. I actually got stopped out right down here during the end of the day. Got in looking for it to break that, and it just couldn't. So it is what it is. It was some crypto news on a crypto called Tao, TAO. And we can go look at that. So they were purchasing some of these tokens. Where's Tao? TAO, no. Oh, this one is BitTensor. BitTensor is $402. And I was like, wow, they're buying up quite a bit of this. Let's see what we can do. Yesterday it was a little bit higher, but it did kind of pull back. So, Tensor was what they were buying up. Let's go back over to main. And let's go look at ATMV, the one that is up 70% today. Why is it up? We don't know. Let's go do our due diligence and see what is going on over there. Oh, and so basically I ended up cutting this one around 30 cents. I got a little bit of slippage there. But my max loss per trade is $70 and 72 bucks, and it got me out at 71. I had it up a little bit higher, but it just didn't I had it set up to 865 as an out, and it did a 10-cent slippage and got me. But I got in at 893, so about almost 40 cents there. But it is what it is. I was risking, looking for it to give me 30 cents, and it actually took 30 cents. But it is what it is. I just jumped out of it. All right, over here to Yahoo Finance. We got rare earth mining is having a crypto moment. Big tech Cleveland Cliffs is pulling in the same direction as Trump, and that has advantages. Trump's Australia rare earth deal is aimed squarely at China. Widowmaker trade becomes world beater as Japan bonds sink. Unilever 17 billion ice cream spinoff delayed by U.S. shutdown. Worried automakers race to beat China's rare earth deadline. Fed meeting worries mount over data vacuum. The unexpected ripple effect of AI boom. Okay, big U.S. banks want guarantees to back 20 billion Argentina bailout. Do we see any big names? Here's what traders expect Intel stock to do after earnings. Spyro raises 100 million, the largest ever investment in Africa's e-mobility. Taiwan's September export orders sharply beats forecasts on strong AI demand. Exclusive chip maker CXMT plans Shanghai listing with 42 billion valuation. European AI rising star Nixos AI raises 30 million to unlock enterprise AI adoption. Yeah, everything is looking like AI already. So let's look at what this stock is. ATMV. What you got going on over here? Alpha Vest Acquisition Corp. What's your profile? It says Alpha Vest Acquisition Corp does not have significant operations. It focuses on effecting a merger, capital stock exchange, asset acquisition, stock purchase, reorganization, or related business combination with one or more businesses. The company was incorporated in 2022 and is based in New York, New York. So what's the stats looking like? Float is 1.3 million. Insiders and institutions have a pretty good holding in here, but with that news, it's not really affecting much except business combinations. So it is what it is there. All right, so today I believe we have some speakers. Today is the 21st. 21st. Yeah. So we have a speech by Governor Waller, opening remarks, and then Wednesday we have a speaker, Thursday we have a speaker, and then it's pretty clear for the week. What is open board meeting? Open board meeting October 24th, Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, Federal Reserve, Martin Building, C Street. Okay. On the day of the meeting, you will be able to view if you plan open. Okay. So hopefully y'all's week is going pretty good. We out here playing defense, managing risk, and continue to keep money in our pockets as we grow our money. That's what we're focused on. Looking through these, trying to see if I see any catalyst on these. Go to studio mode, right. Okay. Because this is still the beginning of pretty much the beginning of the week, so we can still get news drops. Ex-president goes to jail for campaign finance conspiracy. Tariffs made my building cost rise 150K. They're still going up. That's crazy. Tariffs on furniture and lumber could intensify the U.S. housing market's woes and push up prices. Let's see. All right, the growing cost of applying for a job. With jobs hard to find on both sides of the Atlantic, applicants are turning to paid tools to help them secure work, but are those increased costs worth it? Amazon outage resolved as Snapchat and banks among sites impacted. Oh yeah, yesterday, man, everything was down, man. AWS was a nightmare yesterday. I mean, people calling in, oh man, this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working. I'm like, I know, we know. I need to get this email out right now. Trust me, their email isn't working either. I finished building my house just before new tariffs hit. Oh, he did a new build on a house. It's the best way to detect and destroy drones. Daily. Look for something hot to pop up, man. How good is the battery in a used electric vehicle? Don't really care. China economic growth slows as trade tensions with the US flare. Making those motherboards, man. Beautiful, beautiful motherboards. Pizza. Pizza Hut to close 68 restaurants in the UK. That's see airport inferno cost could cost Bangladesh 1 billion in damages, experts say. Protests and food poisonings test Indonesian president's first year in office. Uh, looking around. Mm, 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 mm. Still wondering why Jewel is up. Jewel has 6 million shares traded. Go look over here at Jewel, JWEL. Okay, Jewel Global engages in online retail of cosmetics, health and nutritional supplements, and household products in China. The company provides health and nutritional supplements and foods such as immune system regulator products, bone health products, and beauty and supplements. Cosmetic. Okay, so they are Chinese company, of course, based in Shanghai, China. Went up and kind of just took everybody back down with them. They had a run up from $2 all the way up to 3.20, and then came right back down to $2. Not a whole lot of heat out there. It's come down to this 1350 a couple of times and held here at ATMV. Let's look at the daily chart. ATMV closed yesterday at $8 and now is up to $14. Had a peak out here at 1309. Peak daily. $13.66. Not really seeing anything else that's super obvious here. This one's up to $24, but I don't know if it's gonna have the gasoline to do that. So this Monday and Tuesday, very slow pre-markets for low floats. Seems like we're in the part of the cycle where intraday is looking like the place to be for the low floats. Today is the 21st. I haven't seen any catalyst today though. See a whole bunch of news about Crown Royals or Crown Holdings. Went from 94 up to $100. Let's see what they do. Why are they around? They're in everybody's news here. Crown Holdings Inc., together with its subsidiaries, engages in the packaging business in the United States and internationally. It operates through America's Beverage, European Beverage, U.S. or not U.S., Asia Pacific, and Transit Packaging segments. The company manufactures and sells recyclable aluminum beverage cans and ends, glass bottles, steel crowns, aluminum caps, non-beverage cans, food and aerosol cans, and ends and enclosures. It also provides manual, semi-automatic, and automatic equipment and tools to apply and remove consumables, such as straps and films, protective solutions, including airbags, edge protectors, and honeycomb products, and steel and plastic consumables include steel strap, plastic strap, blah, blah, blah. All right. Company serves food industries, including pet food, personal care, household, and industrial products. Crown Holdings was founded in 1892 and is headquartered in Tampa, Florida. So it's up 9%, but let me go look at the daily chart. So it was at $130 at one point, came down to 67, kind of straddled down in here. Let me go and see, does it have a dividend on it? I actually haven't done any dividend shopping in a minute. I need to go and get into some. I've bought crypto on this dip that has been happening, but haven't really bought any stock dividends during this dip. Okay, payouts. Looks like they do have a quarterly dividend. So looks like 75 cents per year, maybe quarterly 25 cents is what it's looking like. It's been quite consistent, dropped off there in 2021, then came back up to 25, 26, and has been increasing that quarterly dividend. It does do quarterly dividends, but it's $102. So how much if you spent $1,000? Let's see. Spend well, yesterday was 90 something bucks, so but we can only go from what we see now. So $1,000, how far would that get you with $102? So you could get 9 shares. 9 shares that are gonna pay you 25 cents per quarter. So it's 225 times 4. You know, $9 a year. I don't know if that's worth it. Protagonist says beyond in a bull pattern or bull pattern started. Let's go look at that. I think we looked at this one. Was this one moving yesterday? Oh, wrong thing. Beyond. Was this one that was moving yesterday? That was called out by someone. I think somebody called it out during pre-market or something. Go over here to. All right, so beyond, we saw this big gap in here. It closed at 147. Now it's up to 190, so it's almost filling the gap here up to 194, what we saw yesterday. So I think somebody did call this out because I put this on here. Let me go back to the daily or to the 1 minute. Yeah, so basically it had quite a bit of a grind up. Came up here during this little flat area in here, ended up crossing upwards into an uptrend and got going over that 112 and end up hitting a high yesterday, well, during intraday at 153 and then kind of crossing over that 153 and kind of going on a little run. So 192 looking like it wants to get over 2, maybe. See how much volume it's got on today. It's got 56 million shares traded on today. Wow. I'm guessing that's higher than average. I don't know what the volume was yesterday, but that is quite a bit of a push. You got burnt by GSIT yesterday, and now this morning it's revisited yesterday's high. Yup, that's what I got in on TAOX, what I was trading. This one I was looking, it came up here to 925 up here, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I bet it could do that again. And it came down here, and I got in, not on this one, but I got in on this one at 892, looking for it to revisit this level, and actually end up going over that level. It couldn't do it. They were buying a crypto that I think I showed this. So this crypto right here, Tau USD, it's $400 crypto, and I was like, man, they're getting into this one. Let's see what it wants to do. And it was going up yesterday, so I was expecting this TAOX to follow it. It came up here and it was right around like 430 something yesterday, and did quite a bit of a pullback down back to 400s, but it is what it is. It's a kind of new crypto. It's opened up in around Marches, May, June, July, September, October. So a couple of months of trading, and I was trying to see if it was going to end up pushing on through there. But, you know, crypto is taking another breather, and that's okay. Give me an opportunity to buy some more at some point of crypto, not of Tau. GSIT is what you're talking about, though. GSIT. I saw this one. Let me see. Where was this? Right here. I saw this one. Let's see. I got out of my meeting. That would have been like right around here. And it was just too high for me. That's the only thing. That's the only reason I wasn't participating in this one. It was just too high. I like them to kind of, I like to get them kind of lower towards the ATRs and then catch the rip up. I saw this and I was like, man, if I buy up here, I might get cooked. I might get cooked. Plus, there wasn't really any when I was looking at the all the volume that was traded, the only lower levels were down here. So like 10 and 772, you see how that blue sticking out there? I mean, if it came down and tested those levels, $10 and something like that, it might have been more, but it just was not giving me any good moves down. It just kept faking like it was going to come down, then going straight back up. Like the way I would have played this is been looking at these trends, trying to see some type of break, the trend there, but that's just not enough confirmation for me right there, just out in the middle of nowhere. Then secondarily, that would have, this little higher whatever would have disqualified the last one, but we still would have had a point down here, 1283 up to 17. Man, it was moving. Just, it kind of looks choppy on the chart on the 1 minute. I don't know if it was choppy, but kind of looks choppy. But my trade on TAOX wasn't any better. It was choppy too. Yeah, I see a lot of wicks in here. And now it's back up at 18, which is crazy. Gotta love it. Yeah, my hold time was way too long yesterday too on TAOX. My hold time was ridiculous. Let me see, hold time. So I had So my normal trades last around 30 minutes, you know, maybe 30 minutes. Everything else is less than 30 minutes. And my losers are usually longer. Like this one, an hour, lost 60 bucks. You know, if it just isn't going, I usually lose on them. This one, TAOX, I mean, this is a 4-hour hold. I was like, it is what it is. I just got in there, put my stop in, and just walked away. Because it kept playing and tinkering, then stopped me out and went ahead and went into aftermarket. So yeah, the game is the game though. As long as my risk is managed, I'm cool. I can make 70 bucks back quickly. I was in profit. I went in profit like maybe 30 something bucks, but I was looking for that 30 cents. That's the only thing. I was like, let me get my 30 cents. Should have just took some off in the green, but it is what it is. I wasn't expecting it to struggle that much. So hitting his head up here on the 1884s. The other thing is, oh, I know why I didn't trade this one. The float, the outstanding shares was a little bit higher too. So I was thinking that this one was gonna be chopping, and that's why I chose TAOX over this one because it was the actual low float. That's why I didn't trade this one too. I see now. Because it met the ATR that I like. It's got $1.27, but how fast can it pay out? And with that higher float, yeah, you would have had to wait a little bit for that to play out in your favor. Looking at, it's got what, 6 million shares traded. Beyond has 58 million shares traded. 58 mil. Man, this thing is getting a little bit more action. It looks like cleaner trading than it was getting yesterday. Right? Right? Yeah. Yeah, it took a couple pivots. I don't know which pivot you got into. If you were getting early or late, I don't know which pivot you got into, but it had a couple fake pivots too. It had this one where it was like, oh, nope, nope, nope. And then it broke to a lower low, then recovered. So I don't know. It had a couple fakes in there. I don't really like that. I like for it to walk down fast, and then pivot after a nice little walk down. Off of a heavily traded level would have definitely been better. Like $10, walk down here to 10, then bounce back up. And their catalyst from yesterday on GIS T was it announced its fiscal second quarter 2026 results on October, or no, it will announce its earnings results on October 30th. It says it achieved GPU class AI performance at a fraction of the energy costs. Um GIS Technology says its associative processing unit compute in memory, uni compute in memory architectures can match GPU level performance for large scale AI applications. So I guess this one was playing on last week's topic of AI and batteries. Let me see. RexCon, let's see what he's got. Posted a picture in Discord. Hold on, let me pull up my Discord real quick. Played Beyond many times yesterday. His plan was to capture a few pennies each trade. Let's see what you got. By the way, Discord is free. Link should be in the description. I'm checking Discord real quick. This one's popping up a little bit. So let's see what we got. Oh my goodness, he was buying and selling. Yeah, that's a lot of buying and selling. What? So his plan was to capture just a few pennies on each trade. It's a new approach we're testing. He has been quite successful this month as he continues to tweak this new strategy. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, he's trading. Is he that looks like algo trading. Is he trading like does he have a bot going or something, or is he actually physically taking the trades? Because that looks like bot trading. That looks like a programmed trading algorithm based on his account, how much he has left to trade. That looks like bot trading. That's a lot of trades. Oh, got you using the extreme. Yeah, I mean, it's so many trades here. It looks like he took probably, I don't know how many trades this is. It's like he's pressing the button and then just bam, 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 bam on Beyond. So Beyond is $1. So that means he was, let me see, BYND. So he's the reason that it was so choppy, huh? He out here trading at high frequency, messing up the trading flow, huh? No, I'm playing. Buying, selling. And I see he was doing like what 5,000 share positions to kind of those look like his biggest positions, and then he worked his way down to 1,000. That is high frequency trading. So he was using the extreme ATR factor. I don't know about is the extreme factor in TOS? I don't even know if that's in here. Or did he does he have his own script that calculates extreme factor? Let me see. ATR extreme. I'm not seeing it. I don't know if he has his own or what. Oh, so in the ATR he's changing the factor there. Okay, let me see. Okay, so if I go to ATR, I want to change this. I see length type. That doesn't look right. ATR high low, high low. Man, I got so many ATR scripts, man. I don't even know what's real and what's not real anymore. I don't know what actually came with TOS and what's mine. Oh, yes, I do, because it's got a lock on it. Okay, so mine are unlocked. Interesting. Yeah, I've never used ATR Factor, but you know, if you find a strategy that works for you, with these cheaper ones, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a heavy finger. I got a heavy finger. I will oversize very quickly into those and be in with, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm done playing. Let's just go ahead and get 20,000 shares. All right, let me see what else is popping up here. So we got this one still playing around. IFBD. No catalyst of 12%. I don't know what it's got going on. Coming up to a million shares traded. Then behind it is Jewel. Then we got LITM went up there. So it looks like on the lows we got 456 LITM. Definitely need some more volume. IFBD. Are you going to end up trying to do anything? I'm still looking for something with some catalyst though. It's the beginning of the week, man. Where's the catalyst at? Okay, IFBD. Went up to a high of 139 and back down here to 122. Let's go look at the daily chart for this. Daily chart on IFBD closed at 108. And as high as 132. So about 10 cents from this. Well, not high, but this little level here. I know this is old because these aren't even labeled. Beyond did get up to $2. Hit a high. Is that the high pre-market? Yeah, high pre-market of 204. 4 cents away from that. GSIT ended up breaking over this previous high here of 1885 up to 1899. Has 7 million shares traded. Continue to get a push out here. Let's see. So 1837 up to 19. So about 70 cents of movement there. And looks like it wants to continue to push. Maybe in 1901, 1908. Yesterday, this one had an ATR of $1.27. So how much of that has it moved? $1.27 ATR yesterday. Let's see, so swung down here to 12s, up to 18 one time, and then it closed up its range 12 up to about 14. So that's more along the lines of its ATR. Then out here, 14 all the way up to 19. So at least we are seeing where the people are, and for me, I would have been sitting on my hands anyway because nothing in the nothing in the small caps or low floats are doing anything. And during intraday, I would have seen this one pop up GSIT. Be like, oh, that's where the volume is. That's why small caps are dead right now. High of 1908. Bounced off the first body 1881, and now it has a body down here of 1863. It looks like it wants to go for another round upwards. Point of control just moved up on it to 1822. Let's see if it will revert to that mean. Almost going towards 10 million shares traded. It's got 8 million right now. Not giving up too easily. 18 not wow. We're gonna break again. Okay, so almost a triple top up there on the 1 minute. Gotta close this candle though. Bottom side of this candle is 1865. Yeah, okay. Pop out there. Now coming back to both of these bodies, so 1879 and then 1865. In low float land, we got IBDF or IFBD up here. No catalyst, but moving up. Continues to try to test this 130 level. A little bit cheaper stock. Coming up to 1 million, well, not even to 1 million shares traded, but moving up here. Boom, boom, boom. Where are the people looking? Is the question. SD, ST, that went on down. Got room down to the 812 if it wants to get going. IFBD getting on through there, 24, 25. So this is our first bullish looking low float, a little bit cheaper. 137, 130, whatever. Hit a high of 139, breaking out of that now on IFBD. Now, this is our first bullish low float on the day. So we'll see what volume does here. Hit a high of 147. Let's go look at the daily chart. Let's go see what you're talking about, buddy. So you were at 108. You went up here to 133, broke this 135 body here. And then you got this 140 level tip that you just clipped. So let me delete all of this, remove drawings, clear drawing set. Okay. Now we have a peak here, 140, peak daily. Okay. Then we'll back it on up. Another one out here at 170. Duplicate 170. Back it on up. Any more obvious levels out here? Not really. Not really. All right. So IFBD up 32% is about to reach 1 million shares traded here shortly. 20,000 shares left to go. We're going to see how retail wants to attack this one. This is our first low float, so it should be pretty aggressive because yeah, they have been waiting for a while. You know, 6 o'clock was a while ago when retail could start trading, and they just been sitting on their hands, and now this thing comes up with a little bit of life. Let's see how aggressive they get. Point of control is down here at the 128 on this one. It's on 128 across the board on the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minute. LITM also making moves up. So we got 2 low floats that are kind of catching a little bit of love. LITM has not reached 1 million shares traded yet. But we will see how it does. Now it is a little bit higher price at $5.40. Let's go look at the daily chart on LITM. So closed here at 459 yesterday and is trading around 550s today. Nothing really super obvious in here. I guess there was this point back here, but I mean it's pretty much over that. 539 where it got slammed down before. Let's go ahead and clear this draw and set. I don't know how significant this it's a gap back here. 546. Okay, so that makes sense. So this is a peak and a gap. Gap fill, so peak. Okay, peak and gap fill on the daily. So 546, it is crashing down from that level. IFBD headed back up. So we're gonna see if it starts to do any structure. And with these cheaper ones, like I said, sometimes they don't really respect structure. They will throw those long wicks out there. So we got 3 taps up here to 147. The peak daily level was at that 140. Let's see if I see any other peak daily levels here. Blasting through the top of this. So, you know, structure is pretty much straight up right now. Let's just look right here. So we got one idea. Oh, it moved. Okay, got one idea right here. Up through here. We'll see how that holds. We have another idea from here to here. No other clear ideas that we could see there. Coming back to that 140 level, up 31%. Tapping right there on that 140. A lot of volume coming in here. So just needs to really stay above this 130-ish. 10 cents away though. GSIT getting under, going under, moving downwards now. Beyond went up to 221. So 20-cent move on this little cheap stop. IFBD coming back down to the trend. Does it believe in these trends too, or is it going to go ahead and come right on through them? It did move that point of control up though. What idea will survive? GSIT almost to 10 million shares traded. Beyond came back down to 213. So it's crashing out these ideas now. Stopped on this one. So this one could be a respected idea. We'll see what happens after this closes. If it actually starts to hold. What's the big idea? Okay, 130 hard test right there. Let's see if it continues to break down. It's going to continue. See a little bit of volume coming at the bottom of this value level. Drug this this point of control back down here. Let's see if this idea survives. Pretty much broke through these two. Using this one as a little bit of resistance. Okay, back up to JSIT. Looks like it has lost its momentum, and maybe some of the momentum will come back to the small caps now. Beyond working its way back to $2 per share. Beyond does have a huge float though, for sure, for that price and how it's moving. See which way does it want to go, up or down? The range is starting to get a little bit tighter on IFBD as well. To be honest with trading, man, once you get over the whole patience thing, it's like, I don't know, it just becomes relaxing. It's like fishing. That's what it's like. It's like, well, you know, you got your lure, you got your bait and all of that good stuff. But the problem is you're not on the boat and you're not on the bank. You're not the fisherman, right? You're in the water and you're choosing lures. You seen that, like I said, that episode of SpongeBob where it's all the hooks in the water and you're like, what am I willing to risk to take a bite of this? Right? And so you're looking, you're like, man, that worm looks good, but I think I could do better. I think I could do better. You know, it meets some of my criteria, but I think I could do better. Because if I'm gonna put it out there on the line, you know, might as well, you know, not get killed doing it. Or if I'm gonna get killed, it's gonna be on a good idea. All right, so IFBD got another idea. Trying to show here. We'll see what it starts to actually respect. But still was not able to get back into this old trend. And basically what I do is each one that breaks down, I let a couple candles close under it, and I'll be like, all right, this is a new resistance. This is the new resistance of that trend. And if it holds, I'm looking for new ideas above and below the trend. So let's say this one continues upward, then it's got a new idea based off of this previous low, 126 going up. LITM. Right, so this is a new idea right here. But it still got this resistance up here. Now, if it were to pop up here and then fail off the 135s, then we'll have a level there of a idea of a downtrend. Really don't have one because there's not really any outliers up here going upward. Nerve, N-E-V-R, N-E-R-V, I mean N-E-R-V, nerve, moving up. So let's look at what you got. Press releases. It says Minerva Neurosciences. Schizophrenia is a complex and disabling psychiatric disorder. So this is a schizo type drug candidate, looks like. Announces financing of up to 200 million to advance roluperidone for the treatment of negative symptoms in patients. And this is why we wait for low floats, man. Low floats move, man. Let's go look at the daily chart. Low floats out here moving, baby. All right, so today, let's see. So it closed yesterday at 266. It is above this peak level. Okay, so that's 330 at a peak level, peak daily level. Okay, so let's jump back a little bit and see if there's any obvious. Okay, it's got a huge gap right here. Feel the gap, actually. It just feel the gap. So bottom gap, this peak right here was also a bottom gap. So edit peak daily and lower gap. And then high gap up here to 583. Higher gap. Okay, and it has traded up to 692. So we got our main obvious daily levels. Whoops, wrong thing. So we got a gap, all of that, and then further up here is what, 13 something. I don't know if that's going to come into play, but yeah, let's just mark it up so it'll be in mind. So we'll say peak level. All right, and then it's got another gap in here that it did up here. Was this gap down from 12 down here to like 6? Quite a bit of a drop off on this gap. So this is a lower gap. Edit Lower gap on the daily. Daily gap. And you may think, man, why don't you just jump in? Why don't you just, just get going? Because that's not how I trade. I don't just see it and then press the buy button. I'm looking for structure, and I also have not done any due diligence as far as reading into this or anything. Duplicate. So we got a little level down there. Let's go ahead and activate this. So the top of this gap is all the way back up here at 1228. Lower daily gap level. All right, so we got a bottom level here of 830s, and here's kind of just, I don't even know, this isn't really even a peak, so I don't even know there's going to be a landing spot for it. Then it had another gap right here. 619 up here to, okay, so it feel that, okay. It's got a couple levels that could come into play. Let's jump back out here, do some daily diligence. So NERV. Let's see what this thing's talking about. Talking my language. It's up 128%. So Minerva's Neuroscience is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company focuses on the development and commercialization of product candidates for the treatment of central nervous system diseases. Its lead product candidate is roluperidone for the treatment of negative symptoms in patients with schizophrenia. The company also has exclusive rights to develop and commercialize MIN-301, a soluble recombinant form of neuroregulin, 1B1 protein for the treatment of Parkinson's disease and other neurodegenerative disorders. Minerva Neurosciences Inc. was incorporated in 2007 and is based in Burlington, Massachusetts. All right, so let's see what kind of structures are being built here. So it hit a high up here of 692. Came down to this level. So this is one idea for a downtrend. We'll see how that ends up impacting it. We had a couple of levels out there that are gaps and things like that. Definitely want to stay above $5. $5 is right here, 504. So that would be, I don't want to see it back under that. Coming back up there to the body of those candles. A secondary idea being formed there. Right there. Ooh, 10 million shares traded on it. 134, 35% up. Straight up. All right, so will it invalidate this downtrend? Will it go ahead and break over 692, or will this be an outlier here? So we got two ideas down here. We'll see if it follows these or if it wants to hold in this range here above what, 560, 576. About to close this candle here in a couple seconds. So we're just seeing the ideas form here. Going back and testing both of those levels. Does it want to break that down? It does. Getting back into that range. So we got a couple ideas around here. Oh my goodness. ATM crashing out. Let's see. IFBD crashing out. Okay. So I think we're looking at the right spot with Nerve. Getting the ideas from it. Let's see which way it wants to go. Can it continue to hold above 575s, or does it need to drop down a little bit more? 13 million shares traded. It is the highest volume low float right now that we have. So came back under almost all three of these ideas. We'll see if it continues to break down here under 6. Point of control right now is at 615. Let me look at the 5 minute. It is 596, and then on the 15 minute, it's still way down there, 271. It got to get some more volume up here to move that up. That's crazy. 271 all the way back down here. It'll adjust after the first 15 minutes of this move. Looking for uptrends now. Got an idea here. See how that idea holds. Bottom side of this is 603s. Going back and testing that idea. $619s. Be closing this 15-minute candle here in just a second. Throwing up another wick up there. $30 left until the new 15-minute candle opens up. $15 left. New candle open there. New idea being formed for a downtrend now. So let's see if it actually tapped out that, so it actually invalidated this uptrend or this downtrend. So something new is going to have to form here. 696 there. Top side right at that $7 level. So bottom is all the way back down here, 624s. Did it actually? Yeah, it did move up the point of control on the 15 minutes. So now the point of control is at 616, 617, 621, and 619. So let me go ahead and draw that in. Now that we're seeing some concentration around here. So 619 up to 621. That's thin, man. Super kind of thin. Let's see if it comes back to these levels. Super thin, actually. So to break back into this downtrend, we'll need to break under 670. Closing this candle here in a couple seconds. New idea being formed here. Bottom side of this is 695. Oops, wrong one. All right, let's see if it re-enters any of these ideas down here. Nope, still wants to go higher. Invalidated. Okay, maybe this is the idea that's trying to form out these highs. Do you want to get down going? It's kind of steep, but we'll put it in there. I don't know, it's kind of steep though. Invalidated again. But has room down here to the original level though, so we'll see how that ends up playing out. Well, I meant to remove the other drawing here. Rectangle, there we go. All right, so top side 750. Okay, that's way too steep. I'm gonna have to wait. Way too steep. $21 million shares traded on this one. playing around with that whole dollar level. So is it 682, 682? So a little bit of a slowdown right at that $7 level. Okay, here's an outlier. Let's see if we can get another downtrend going here. What's the top side of this? 714. Body of this candle is up here at 728. We'll see if that continues to be resistance. Now it's not that steep. Starting to look like a more natural trend now. Need this candle to close though. 20 seconds left. There we go. Now we can see a little bit of structure building here. Okay. Right. Right, these back here out. If it goes all the way back down here, that's under $5. So don't really care if it reaches these. Remove. All right, so we just got to do a little bit of cleanup. We still got our daily levels. We see the structure. We see the initial structure. So we're going to see what kind of respect is it going to give at this 620 level. And this is also where the point of control is. So 618-ish, around 618 to 615, 620 to 615. Previously heavily traded level. Still up 154% with 23 million shares traded. All right, so this one is where's my okay, let's get this right first. Now we do have somewhat of an idea up here to the 664s, but looks like it wants to go ahead and test that quite quickly. It's looking at this right here, previous bounce right there, but we'll see what it wants to do above this level. Still has this upward resistance up here right at the 7s. 15 seconds left on this candle. Value level, top side is at the 720s. Bottom side is all the way down here at the 593s. Retesting that idea down there. See if we can see any clips down under 670s. 670 right down to it. So testing that idea again. And it continues to look like it's respecting this top side idea here. $650s. Okay. So I'm going to clean this off. Let's go ahead and it's going to have to show us some green here. If it's going to hold this. That's cool and all. Open up a little bit higher there. Test on this level. Bottom side is 670. See how this candle closes. Little weakness to that 80. Little bit. This would be a secondary downtrend idea. So mark this up. If this can't, oh, never mind. Did not close that candle. Okay, new candle opening up there, showing quite a bit of red. We got kind of like a pivot point here at the 670s that it's going to need to hold up. So we get our secondary idea here. Yeah, something like that. Go to the right. Still fighting to try to hold up that previous level. So we got two levels of downtrend. We got one level of uptrend all the way down here. It could slip through to get through to this highly concentrated level at 620s. So this is what we call a hangman. It's at the top of a move. So if it can close like this, I'm thinking it's gonna make another move down, or maybe it'll just make a move down without closing like that. Let's see. I wanted to see it close as a hangman, but it is not. New candle opening up there. Right up to that level. This high is 691. Continues to hold these levels. High of this is 690. Well, okay. Let's make sure we have this drawn correctly. Boom, boom, boom. To the right. All right. So we're retesting a lot of things down here. Point of control is still down here at the 622s. Looks like so the 1 minute is 620, and then the 5 minute is 650. Let's go ahead and draw that in there as the concentration level. 620 up to 650 is our concentration level here. We'll see how it dances above this or through this. About to enter that zone now. So 620. Reaching down to that original uptrend. I mean, it could fall a little bit to 620, but we'll see. Wow. A little bit of pull up, testing the top of that box, but still hasn't closed this candle yet. I'm going to say this is invalid now. I'll do a little bit of cleanup here. Opening up within this box, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of time to see if it finds a little bit of more resistance above the box. See where this candle closes. Wow, buddy, it's a lot of testing, man. What you got going on? You're in a downtrend, my boy. Remember that. All right, let's see if we can get back into the box. Big turnaround here to the box. Low side of this is the 660. Trying to hold out of the box, but this is another lower high. The body of this candle was what, 690? Looks like it did a small breakout there. It is what it is. Oh, doing that. So we got another outlier here. Volume pouring in here. I don't know if these people trying to get out or what. Let's see if it closes under the 690s. Okay. Almost an engulfing candle. Not really, though. Stopped before it did that, but it is closing under 690. Can we get back to the box? It is 7:36. I just realized that. I'm gonna have to get out of here in a little bit. I'm gonna continue to watch this when I get over to the other office, but yeah, didn't realize it was this late. Well, mapping out different ideas, what ideas hold, what ideas fail. Y'all know where the box is. Box is from 650 down here to 618. Usually I try to play for a range at the low of the box back to the top. So looking for a 620 move back up to 650, that would be 30 cents. And that's kind of how I play them. But I kind of need some structure built before I start because, you know, it's easy to get chopped up in here. And even if you have all this structure, well, what if it just crashes out on you and you don't, it doesn't give you a chance. So it's getting back to the box. We'll see. Hopefully when I get over to the office, I'll catch it somewhere. Hopefully it doesn't fall too far. But it is what it is. Gotta go. Gotta get out of here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Oh, I didn't realize it was this late. That's why I hate when they pop up late. I like when they're already trading during pre-market. This one started popping at 7 o'clock. Okay, that's why. That makes sense. Or actually, no. Started popping at, yeah, that is 7 o'clock. So, yeah, okay. Well, if I get it, great. If I don't and I miss it because I'm on the road, oh well. Probably be something else during the day on this one. It's got plenty of volume, 30 million shares traded up 148%. And maybe I'll just catch it right at the open. Maybe it'll pop back up. But usually when I come back in, I just look at the structures that I built, see what it's respecting, and then invalidate the things that I just don't care about if it goes down there anymore. Like if it goes under 5, I don't want it anymore. But if there's uptrend like this one that continues to hold up here and it's maybe I come back and it's at 725, then hey, I'm gonna be like, all right, let me find some structure around this uptrend if it's still holding. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow pre-market. I gotta hit the road though. All right, y'all. Good morning, Donnell. You popped in. We're watching Nerve. It had a little bit of catalyst today. It is our chopped low float mover, 29 million shares traded, traded. And man, I got to get on down. But yeah, you take a screenshot or whatever you got to do. But I got the levels marked up and all of that, where the gaps are. And actually, you could just look at your daily chart and it should be similar. Sometimes it's different. But I got to get out of here. Peace. Let's see, what are we going to do today? Let's see. Let's get it bumping.